Hello, Gemini. This is going to be your May 2020 Clow card reading. Hope you're doing well. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is going to just be a general overview of the energies of the month, and I'm going to go week by week through the month. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Bottom of the Clow card deck, we have the Shadow. And the bottom of the Sakura cards, we have the Freeze. Now, the Shadow obviously alludes to the subconscious. It has to do with shadow work, aspects of ourselves that we've stifled, that we've swept under the rug, things about ourselves that we choose to ignore or not really give too much time to think about. The Freeze card is a card of pushing people away. It's about being a little bit cold, giving people the cold shoulder, or being a little cold to those around you. When we see them together, we could be potentially acting out or being a little frigid towards other people or situations because of things within ourselves, things that we haven't resolved. We could be potentially being cold to those who are trying to help us, those who are being kind to us. We could be denying ourselves things that would otherwise make us happy and acting almost numb to the world on account of things that we need to heal within ourselves. So I think already when the Shadow card comes up, it's always going to be a good time to do shadow work. But because it's come up as one of the overarching themes of the entire month for you, Gemini, I think this is going to be a very powerful month and a great month for healing, processing, and resolving things from your past, and maybe things in your present life that you haven't really dealt with head on or haven't even begun to try and process. So, like I said, this month is really good for processing stuff. Just be aware of how you treat other people while you're doing it, and don't push other people away, because other people could act as a really good soundboard for you to talk about things with, to help you process that stuff, even though your instinct will probably be to push people away during this time. So we're going to get into the weeks. Now, week 1, we have the Mirror and the Wave. Wow. And it makes sense with the Shadow card there. So the Mirror obviously is about introspection. It's about self-evaluation. It's about, like when you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Do you like the person you are? Do you like who it is you become? It's about looking within yourself. The Wave card is all about a big wave coming in and washing away the old, leaving a brand new place to start something new. It's about getting a clean slate. I think of it as the clean slate card. It's like the big wave comes and washes away everything, leaving blank, empty dirt, ready to build new buildings on top of it. And this is what's happening to you internally. I think in the first week especially, you are going to, really have a big change internally, a big shift. You might really be letting go of a lot of habits and ideas relating to yourself, your body, your self-image, and ways you perceive yourself internally. It could all be going through a shift, and it could result in you having new ways of being and new ways of looking at yourself and your place within the world. So there's a lot of heavy energies relating to introspection already with the Shadow and the Mirror. The second week, we have the Illusion and the Shield. Okay, so the Shield is all about self-defense, like defense mechanisms, putting up walls between you and other people. So it seems like this month is going to be a little, I don't want to say emotional, but there's going to be a lot to process, digest, and resolve this month, that's for sure. You might have certain illusions regarding certain beliefs you hold towards, the world around you and towards your relationships with other people. Things could have happened in the past, things that are unresolved, that have resulted in you creating certain defense mechanisms for certain situations, putting up walls between you and other people, when there really shouldn't be that many walls, but you're acting from a place of illusions perhaps because there are things you need to deal with. You were looking within yourself in the first week. The second week, examples of things you need to resolve are coming more so to the forefront. You can retreat behind your walls, but this is a really golden opportunity to break down those barriers and really take hold of these illusions and shatter them once and for all. Really take stock of where they're popping up in your life and take a chance to clean house. Really look within and see what the root of these various things that are triggering your automatic defense mechanisms. You can really see where the root of it is, or at least try to find out to the best of your abilities what might be causing this. We move into the third week with the return and the illusion. Okay. The return is all about evaluating the past. It's all about looking back at things that have occurred. Sometimes it's about having regrets about the past. Wishing things went a little bit differently. It could be you feeling sorry for yourself in the past. Or it could just be looking back with nostalgia at times that have, gone by. But when it's paired with the illusion, especially since it's, adjacent to another illusion card, I feel like you could be looking to the illusions of the past, the illusions that were created because of the past. You could be looking back at the past in retrospect, and you could be evaluating things that happened in the past and trying to see and pinpoint where these present day illusions were created. I think the best way to shatter an illusion is to get to the root of it, and the root of it is most likely something that happened to you in the past. This month is extremely heavy with shadow work, it seems. Now, let's get into the fourth week, the wave and the sweet. So we have the wave punctuating the beginning and the end of the month, the first week and the last week. That's very profound. So for you, Gemini, you have a very interesting month ahead of you, to be honest. The wave, again, is all about, wiping the slate clean. It's a big force of nature that comes through and washes away abruptly everything that no longer serves you, everything that's holding you back, all the self-limiting beliefs and thoughts that you hold within yourself about yourself and the world outside of you, things that no longer hold a place for you. You're going through changes bit by bit. You're letting go of beliefs that no longer serve you. You're processing traumas from the past. You're processing bad experiences, negative occurrences, and you're learning from them. You're learning the lessons from them. You're learning to unravel the patterns that those things have created for you. And you're coming to a lot of epiphanies because they're creating abrupt changes in your life. You have the wave punctuating this. You have the shadow over your whole reading. You have two illusions adjacent to each other. You have a lot of repeating cards here. That's not by coincidence. I can see why the freeze comes up as you maybe feeling cold to the world, or maybe coming off as cold because you're doing a lot of inner work here, and it's not always easy, and you could be a little bit crabby, you could be a little cranky because you're going through so many internal changes, and sometimes it can be emotional or it can be very mentally taxing. And you may not be exactly the biggest people person during this month. So let's go ahead and see the final message for you, Gemini, this month. We have the glow, and we actually, 2 cards came out for when I was looking for the final message, so we'll see what they are. The fly and the earthy. It's quite appropriate. So I'll put these here, like so. I'll just put this one here and this one here. Okay, so the glow, the fly, the earthy. Now, I know this month seems heavy, and it is to an extent, but I think it is amazing. I think the progress and the just deep-seated changes you're going to be making are just so impactful, and they're going to affect the way you live out the rest of your life. Because every time we make inner changes, they really pave the way for living a more fulfilled existence. The fly card is very positive. It's kind of like soaring high on wings of positivity. Like, you start in the shadows and now you're flying up in the sun. Like, you've done a lot of work and now you're reaping the emotional, mental, and sometimes spiritual benefits of having done that shadow work. The earthy is all about grounding. It's about, taking stock of your body's natural rhythms, your body's natural cycles, sleeping when you're sleepy, staying up if you're not sleepy, eating when you're hungry, things like that. Making sure you're eating enough, sleeping enough, eating the right foods, grounding your energies. If you know what that is, if you don't know what that is, grounding just means going outside more and kind of absorbing the natural energies of the outdoors to help bring you out of a mental space and like too much overthinking and overanalyzing down into a more present place where you can just be focused on the present moment. And so this month, the final message is about that there is positivity that's to come. All this is going to lead to great positivity. And the advice for dealing with the heaviness that will pop up throughout the month is to ground yourself, making sure you're eating enough, sleeping enough, resting when you need the rest. It's about being kind to yourself, being kind to others, taking things easy, taking things slowly, moving at your own pace. This is not a race, and nobody is rushing you to process things. Things will come up to be processed, but that doesn't mean you have to process them all right away. The glow, the earthy, the fly, it's saying that positive change will come regardless. Just the fact that you're working on it is already giant leaps in the right direction. Just take care of your body and be emotionally kind to yourself and kind to other people, because like I said, you'll be going through a lot of internal work, and that doesn't always leave you with excess energy for being a people person, so to speak. So this month, Gemini is very profound. It's very, just filled with massive insights, breakthroughs, and epiphanies for yourself. This is a really amazing reading. There were so many repeating cards and a lot of introspection and retrospection, breaking down barriers, shattering illusions, and doing a lot of shadow work, cleaning house, and washing away things that don't serve you anymore. I'm going to be doing another reading for Gemini for next month, within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're interested in that, then of course subscribe to the channel. Stick around. I'd love to have you here. If you enjoyed this reading, then of course give a like down below. If you have any comments to make about it, then I would love to hear what you have to say. I really would. And if you want to know what any of the cards in this reading mean, I made an in-depth video talking about the meanings I've ascribed to each card. I'll link that down below, and that'll link you to my other channel where I made that video. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, Gemini. I hope you have a great month. This month is very special, and I hope you take advantage of it to its fullest. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.